get on here and go live real quick. I'm tuning in actually from my car. I'm on the road today, but wanted to take a quick break and just say hello to everybody and provide a quick update. I was listening to another prophet's video that they had posted today, and in the middle of listening to that, it was actually Julie Green. I heard the Lord just kind of confirm to me something that he had already said, and he had given me another word. So, and it's short and brief, and I just wanted to get on here and share that with everybody um, on my channel. I do also want to maybe just kind of give, in my opinion, a prophecy fulfilled on a live stream that I did a couple of days ago with Heather North, where I shared a dream that I had received, and she kind of gave interpretation of that dream. And I feel like we've seen a piece of that already playing out, which was really about volatility. So the dream that I had received while I was in Dallas, Texas, was about, and you can go back and watch that live. I go into the dream in more detail on that live. I believe it was just about a week ago. But essentially, it was me on a bus, which the inside was a bus, but the outside was kind of like a plane, which is a very interesting symbology of transportation. But I think it's very pertinent to kind of where the markets are right now. But essentially, what had come out of the interpretation of that dream, we had ended up stopping somewhere where it was confusing to me as to why we had stopped before just going straight to our destination. But there was a delay. And we had stopped, and we were going to stay somewhere on top of this hill, so to speak, mountain hill kind of a place, where it was very lush and green. But we were going to stay there overnight. But there really wasn't any places to sleep. One, because the bus slash plane had been cut in half. So half of the people that were traveling on this transport were out of seats. There was no place for them to, sleep in the chair or seat that they had previously been traveling in. So they had to find places outside, which I think in symbology, that represents, in truth, people that were exiting the market. I feel like the bus slash plane was a representation of the market, and that there were people that were exiting the market, and that's why they got off the bus. I was one of those people. The Lord specifically had instructed me to sell and to exit now, because there was volatility ahead. And he had given both me and Heather in a prayer time session a word about us being able to buy back in at a future date. So that is what we did. We ended up selling our holdings that we had in Shiba Inu and XRP and a couple other assets. For me personally that I was holding, I did sell. And I'm very thankful that I did that, because it just goes to show in the last week alone, I think it was a day ago, maybe more now, it might have been 2 days ago, that we saw the markets do an incredible dip. They're back in the green right now, but I think what we're going to be seeing specifically over the next couple of weeks, maybe even the next couple of months, we're going to be seeing some volatility. That was the word that I was given by the Lord. So I know that there is going to be a future date of which he's going to instruct me to buy back in. I haven't gotten that instruction yet. I think one of the things that he had given me personally was about graphing my investments. So I think there is some opportunities during this time frame window to buy in and sell, buy in and sell, so you can make some profits during this window of time of what's about to happen. So I think what I'll speak to today isn't necessarily for everyone. This is something you need to take personally to the Lord, and you need to have confidence in what He's instructing you to do in your personal situation, um, and with the investments that you have. I think it was made clear to me with my dream specifically about the bus. There was half of the bus was filled up, like, there was a person in every seat, meaning there were people who are staying in the market. During this time, with the volatility that we're heading into, there are people that are gonna be staying in the market and that aren't gonna sell. They're gonna do what's called HODL. They're gonna hold on for dear life and stay to their position because they're waiting for some moves that are going to be coming in the future where the assets that they're in are going to be worth a considerable amount of money, and they'll be able to sell high and make that profit margin, where they're hopeful to make those profit margin. And there's nothing wrong with that. The Lord has told you to do that. That is what you should do. But for those of you that may be feeling or sensing the Lord is leading you to be a little bit more active in the market, and possibly for you to be taking advantage of some of the things that we're about to head into very shortly, which is buying some of these assets at a very low price point, um, at some crash numbers, or at least dip numbers, before we start seeing the higher profits, price points come in to play. uh, which I think we could be seeing some of those higher points probably, I would think maybe in May. And I'm just going off of a May time frame because of the poem that the Lord gave to my friend Heather many years ago, actually. But that I feel, and both she as well feels, that this poem that she was given is actually pertinent to the year 2025, because the Lord has told her that 2025 is the year of the wealth transfer. So it's the year to invest, right? It's the year for you to be buying and selling and buying and selling. It's the year for you to be making your profits. So specifically, what we've been called to is crypto, but there are a lot of other assets that the Lord has called us into as well that I feel are going to be blessed in this year and in coming years. So I'll I'll leave it there for now, on that point. But what I did want to share, and just do a quick update, and I'm calling this kind of a part two on on the previous live I did a week ago. So the word gave me this morning, um, with this, the reset is coming. Hold tight. I am coming. They will not escape. And then that's when I've seen this image before, but I saw it again. I saw an open door, and the open door is being closed. And with it, there are kind of insects that are kind of scurrying around the floor and kind of flying around. They're trying to get through the door before it closes because they see the door closing. And they don't want to be left on the other side when it shuts, because once it's shut, it's shut. There is no reopening of the door. And then he continued, I heard, the door is closing. They will not escape the judgment coming. The dominoes are set up and are about to fall. Watch the glorious chain of events spread out. And then I put in parentheses, globally. I didn't hear the word globally, but I sensed globally. This is going to be a global event. This isn't just something that's going to happen in the United States of America and the rest of the world is going to seemingly be unaffected. No, I feel this is what's about to happen is going to be a global event. And then I just want to restate the poem that Heather had shared with us on the last live. And it goes, April showers bring May flowers. June sight brings July fright. August storm brings full form. September's plunder will bless October's numbers. So I think a number of things here. One, it's good to look at patterns. the Lord reminded both me and Heather about looking back at what took place in 2021 in the markets, specifically around Bitcoin, because Bitcoin had a two-pump effect within that year, where it hit all-time highs at each of those bull runs. And I think that we're going to see a similar thing happen in the markets, but it's going to be a lot more volatile. There's going to be a lot more geopolitical events that are going to be coming into play that's going to be causing the markets to go cuckoo, cuckoo, for lack of a better word. It's going to be cray cray. And so I'm thinking we could see that happening in similar to 2021, where there's going to be around May, probably a big pump because that May flowers are blooming. They're a birth. It's kind of like fruit becoming ripe. So I see that we're going to probably be taking, some of us are going to be taking some profits in May, followed by some hectic times because June is going to bring something. We're going to be seeing something happen in June. It says June sight. So whatever we see happening in June is going to affect July. It's going to cause some scare events or maybe scare or fear in the market. We may have some people, and by people, I just mean people that are engaging in e-commerce and trade and investments. They may be pulling out. They may be seeing politically what's happened. There's maybe uncertainty happening, which will cause a scare in the markets. And I'm sensing it could be a dipping of some kind. August storm, we all know what storms are, right? It's an unpleasant thing to have to go through storms, but they are nature's way of cleansing the land, but also bringing water and allowing for new growth. So we'll see how that all plays out from a world scale perspective. But I see September being very interesting because he mentions September's plunder. He's been talking about plundering land. That's very biblical, specifically in the time of Moses, when the Israelites were freed from Egypt. What did they do before they left Egypt? They plundered the land. They plundered the land in one day. In one day, they took all of the gold, silver provisions, whatever they needed for their journey to go into the promised land, they took it. In one day, they packed their things and they left. So I don't know if the events that are going to take place in September are going to be similar in the fact that it's going to be like a one-day event, a huge spike crash in the markets. It could very well be. It could be a number of events. But I think September is going to be a month that we should prepare for. And for those that want to take advantage of that plundering, so to speak, I would make sure that you're properly positioned, and you would definitely need to be praying on where the Lord wants to have you positioned during that time. In my mind, if there is going to be a crash in the market at some point in September, that probably means you want to be exiting the market before that time point, so that you're going to have the means or the cash or you'll be flush with cash to be able to go in and buy assets at a very low price point. So, and then he mentions September's plunder will bless October's numbers. So the way I kind of see this is the way it's being described. There's a plundering effect that happens in September, meaning assets are being sold off. There's panic in the market, so their assets being sold off, which is going to crash the price points of these assets. And obviously, those that have prepared for this are going to have the funds, so to speak, to be able to purchase these assets at a very low price point. So ideally, when that happens, it could be some of us may have hundreds of thousands, some of us may have millions of dollars at this point to be able to pump back into the market, buying up these assets at very low price points, which will cause these assets to rise in value as they're being purchased, which means in October, you're going to see numbers. You're going to see some of these assets hitting astronomical numbers. And that's where I kind of see maybe we'll see XRP hitting $5, $7, maybe $10 or $15. Who knows at that point? Maybe this is when we'll see Shiba hit $1. Maybe this will be the second spike of Shiba. We don't know yet. I'm still waiting on further instruction from the Lord on that. But I do feel like as well during this time frame around the end of 2025, it's very likely that we could be seeing the event that I've talked about previously, which is the collapse of the dollar. That could be playing in around the same time that other foreign currencies are revaluing. I had done a roadmap investments video. I feel like it's been several months now since I posted that. But in there, I kind of laid out a roadmap of when I think we may see certain things occur. And I had kind of felt like it's very likely that we may see the dinar revalue around the end of this year. October, September timeframe, in my opinion, seemed like a very likely time, because if we do see the Iraqi dinar revalue, maybe hit, $1 dinar to every $3 US dollars. For those that are holding those investments, those are going to be a very lucrative investment that would be paying off. And I have a feeling that a lot of people that will be cashing out in those investments may be re-injecting those investments back into the markets. So crypto being one of them. I think gold and silver is another investment that would be very wise for people to consider purchasing once the dinar does revalue. But certainly, if the dinar revalues before the crash of the US dollar, I would not keep your money in the banks. I would not keep your money in USD. That's me personally. That's my opinion. You need to take that to the Lord. You need to pray on that and feel confident in what you're planning to do. But I have a feeling that when the crash of the US dollar does happen, and it's not just going to be the US dollar, I think the euro is going to go too. Banks are going to fail. There's going to be a run on the banks. I don't think that banks are going to be bailed out in the same way that they've been bailed out in previous years. So that is my opinion. And Julie Green confirmed that today in the word that she posted on her channel on, she's on Rumble. She's been banned so many times from YouTube. I don't think there's a point really in her having a YouTube channel anymore, because it just gets triggered and taken down. So hopefully I haven't said anything on this live that's going to get me banned. But these are my opinions. It's for information purposes only. But I want to share this information with you guys. I just want to get on here and give you a quick update, just share some of my thoughts. The Lord did say today to Heather, she texted me, and this was encouraging. He said to her, "Great wealth ahead. Stay grounded in prayer." And amen to that, everybody. I think that is words to live by. and words of encouragement. So even though we are seeing fluctuation in the market, we're going to continue to see volatility in the market. Be encouraged, because this is what's going to bring about the events that are going to be bringing wealth to a lot of people in the coming weeks, months, and throughout this year. So I would say be vigilant, be watching. If the Lord is having you actively participating in the things that are going on in the markets, I would be getting in the secret place with Him and be listening, because um, everything up to this point has been preparation. You should now be in a place where you can feel comfortable or confident that when He's telling you something, even if it's as crazy like what I received a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I can't remember now how far. I think maybe it was 2 weeks ago. It was before I left for my Dallas trip. He told me to exit the market. He told me to sell everything pretty much. And I'm sorry, but that's crazy. I was really blown away, and I felt really nervous about that. But I listened to him, and it was a really hard thing to do, but I trust the Lord, and when He gives me instruction, I trust that it's for a reason. And I give all glory to Him, because what have we seen in the last 2 days? We saw the markets um, dumping. So he said there's going to be opportunities to buy back in. I believe that that's true. I don't know that it's necessarily time to buy back in, but I will say I could have taken advantage just yesterday um, when things were crashing down. I could have bought in, held a little bit, and then probably sold today because we're up in the green. So there are opportunities to be making a little bit of profit here and there. And I think this is why he was saying I need to be graphing my investments, because I need to be able to understand what's happening and seeing the patterns, so that I can take advantage of some of these littler pumps and movements that are going to be happening. Because really right now, I think what it's about is multiplying. It's multiplication, really. You need to be multiplying your coins. So I encourage you, go back into Matthew, read the parable of the talent. It's an exact mirror image play out of what I think a lot of us are going to be doing in this season. The Lord is giving us talents. So talents is like a bag of gold, right? It's a weight measurement of gold back in the day. That's what they called talents. So the Lord has given each of us different talents. He's given us different measures of wealth. We all have different measures of wealth. Whether your measure of wealth is literally $5, or your measure of wealth is a couple hundred or a couple of thousand, each of us have different measures of the wealth that we have been given to be able to invest in. But that measure of wealth isn't a determination of success. Each of us have the ability, if we're listening and we're being proper stewards, to be actively in the markets and taking advantage of what's going on, and multiplying what little we have to be more. So I encourage all of you to be thinking on that and praying on that. I've been a big proponent of crypto for this exact reason. It's one of the very few assets that you can get into and really start investing with nearly no money. I mean, really, you could upload $5 and start trading with $5 if that's all you have. I mean, that's a cup of coffee. That's a Starbucks coffee that you decided not to buy that week. You could use that money to start investing and just building little by little. And I do believe the Lord can bless something as small as $5 and really make a huge difference with it. So I just want to encourage each of you. God bless you. I pray that your families are well. I pray that you are well. And I know that times have been very hard. There are a lot of people that are struggling right now, not just physically or financially, but emotionally. It's draining. The things that are going on in the world, politically, um, And just with, I think, the way some of the events are transpiring as far as this wealth transfer, I think we're going to continue to be surprised by the things that are going to be happening. I don't think things are going to happen in quite the way that we envisioned how this wealth transfer is going to play out. But I think that it is going to be what the Lord called a domino effect. The dominoes are laid out. They're already set up. These guys are ready to be knocked over. It's one domino is going to hit another domino that's going to butterfly out and affect so many different areas that we haven't even thought of. And it's going to, we're going to see, I think, what did he call it? Glorious patterns, or what was it that he said? Glorious chain of events that are going to spread out. I don't know if you guys have ever seen somebody who set up like a cascade of dominoes, and it was formed into like really beautiful and intrinsic patterns. And then they film it as they trigger the first domino, and then it kind of spreads out, and it just makes this beautiful pattern of events that take place. I think that's really what's about to take place real world. But it's going to affect a lot of things. I think it's going to affect markets. It's going to affect financials. There are people, like he said, that judgment's coming for those people that have not been acting in the best interest of the United States, but yet they're in a position where they should be. I think things are going to be coming to light to show what's been taking place behind closed doors and in the dark. And maybe these people didn't think that they'd ever be caught, or maybe they felt like they were at a level where they're being protected. Well, I think we're about to see some things come to light, because the Lord's been speaking that to me in a couple of the words that he's given. And I know there are many other prophets that have talked about that. And I think with these things that are being brought to light, it is going to affect e-commerce. It's going to affect the markets. It's going to affect financials. It's going to create some uncertainty, and it may even create some hard times. So we need to be praying for those people that aren't prepared, and certainly be praying for those people that do not yet know the Lord, and pray that they have an encounter with him, and that they would come to him, that they would choose him as their Lord and Savior. So I think a lot of God's children that he's been preparing over the last couple of years, you guys are going to be in some amazing positions to really minister and share testimonies with people on a level that we haven't quite had before yet. So be ready for that, you guys. Let me look at some of the live chats, see if there's anything here I can answer for you guys. Also, let me know where you're tuning in from. Love to hear from you. Jose said, when do you think the wealth transfer would happen? Sweetie, we're in the wealth transfer. We're live. 2025. We're in it now. And that's the thing. I don't think people quite understand that the wealth transfer isn't just one event. There are going to be multiple events happening within a cascading period of time that is going to contribute towards what the Lord is calling the great wealth transfer. So, yes, there are going to be bigger events, such as crashes, such as huge pumps and runs, that are going to transfer or transition large amounts of money very quickly to the children, to his children, to God's children. But it's not just one single event. I think since we entered into the new year, 2025, this is the year of the wealth transfer. He has spoken that. He has said that uh, to Heather, and I feel like he's spoken that to me. I feel very confident that he's confirmed that to me. So it's all about being positioned and making sure that you're in the right place at the right time, you're doing the right thing. But don't be afraid that you're going to miss it, okay? Because there are going to be a number of events that are going to take place this year. This was something that the Lord spoke to me and Heather during our prayer session, because one of the things that I guess was fearful of was that I wasn't hearing him. I was afraid of not being able to hear him accurately or clearly. And I was afraid, what I was hearing in that prayer session with her, he's telling me to exit the market and to sell everything. And I'm like, Lord, I'm expecting Sheba to hit $1. Like, I don't want to miss out on this. I know you've told me Sheba's about to howl to the moon. It's about to go up. Like, that's the dream I got, was Sheba howling like it's about to go off. And now I'm hearing the Lord telling me to exit the market. Like, I'm confused. I need some clarity. And he said, do not worry, you're not going to miss it. And even if you do miss out on something little, what did he say? I forget it. I don't have my notes in front of me, but he basically assured us that we're not going to miss the wealth transfer. Okay? He has us. He will redirect us. I think that was the word that he used. He will redirect us. We're not going to miss wealth transfer. There's going to be an opportunity to buy back in. So that's exactly the word that he gave me, and Heather, when we had our prayer sessions. So I think for some of you that are holding on to your investments, that's okay. You need to feel comfortable about what you're doing. And you also need to be in a position where you're not making trading moves out of fear. You need to be confident in what you're doing and why you're doing it. It would be good for, I think, people right now, if you have the funds, to set up some buy limit orders, because more volatility is still coming, and I don't think we've seen the bottom yet. The word he gave me just today, the reset's coming. He gave me the dream about the reset. It was my XRP dream. So you guys can go back and look through my videos. I think I did a live on that. And it was about, I think in the title of the live, it was about the reset that's coming. He told me financial reset. There is a financial reset that's coming. Now, whether that financial reset is going to be in September when we plunder, or if it's going to be in April when it rains, because the poem that he gave Heather was that April showers, and showers is the representation of rain. So April's rain is going to bring May flowers. So I kind of see this reset, this financial reset, potentially can happen at 2 points in this year. I could be wrong here. This is my interpretation. But the financial reset could be happening as early as April, but most likely may happen sometime after or around September. So, but either way, there are going to be opportunities to buy. So, have some buy limit orders set and be prepared for that, because it's like trying to catch a falling knife. It's almost impossible. So you got to have the orders in. You have to have the orders set if you want them to fill, because you're not going to be able to be on the exchange ready to buy probably when some of these events and dips happen. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying the likelihood of it. You want to be prepared, so to speak. Okay, let me see here. Some other comments that we have. Is there anything I can answer here? global events. Jose mentions here about a new pandemic. Brandon Briggs did mention something about a sickness that's coming. It's possibly a manufactured sickness that may be similar to what happened in 2020. Um, he's pretty vivid on what the Lord's given him and shared with him. So I go over to his channel and listen to what he has to say about that, but also be praying on this, right, guys? Because if you're a believer in Jesus Christ, you're covered by the blood of Jesus Christ. 10,000 people may fall at your right hand, another 10,000 may fall at your left side. You are not going to be touched. If you are covered in the blood of Jesus, you are not going to leave this earth until it's your time to leave this earth. I truly believe that. If you've got things you're destined here to do, the Lord will protect you. He will provide for you. But it is important for us to be in prayer constantly, to be right in our standing with God, and to be praying over the protection of not only our household, ourselves, but also our family members, our friends, our coworkers, the people that we surround ourselves with, people that they may or may not have a relationship with Jesus Christ, be praying over them. And the other thing in recent years I've gotten into doing is just praying over people that I encounter on a daily basis, because my job, it takes me to takes me all over the world. I travel a lot for my job, so I'm usually in airports, I'm on flights, I'm going to different countries. I encounter a lot of people. I don't necessarily talk to all these people, but I'll be, under my breath or just in my head, I'll be praying for these people, praying for the plane that I'm on, praying for the land or the area that I'm in at any given time. Because I believe your prayers are powerful, and they can allow the Lord to operate in these places just because you've been there. So I encourage you to do the same. If you felt led or called to be praying for any specific places or people, be doing that, because the Lord needs you. You're his warriors on this earth. Let me see. What else do we have in here? I'm sorry, just reading through some chats. So Mike, thanks for sharing. Maria Conwell just gave a word about the dog coins running in the fall of this year. Oh, that's exciting. The dog coins. So there's more than one. The dog coins. That could be Shiba Inu, could be Sheena Inu, it could be Sheila Inu, could be Volt Inu, could be Doge. There's a lot of dog coins. So I'm curious on that one, for sure. But that's exciting to hear in fall. So around September timeframe, guys. Yeah, we could be seeing some exciting stuff. XRP. Somebody is asking, how about XRP? XRP is my exit strategy, so to speak. It will be my long-term asset that I will hold on to and invest heavily in. My strategy, though, as I've mentioned before, I have seed coins that I'm invested more heavily in right now, because I feel like these coins will provide a larger multiplier during this early season of 2025 of the wealth transfer. Whereas XRP, I think we will see huge numbers upon the mass adoption stage of XRP, when it's going to be used on a global scale. And I truly believe XRP at some point will surpass Bitcoin in value. My opinion, XRP should be valued over 500,000, but that's my opinion. I don't know where we'll see it in the future, but I think it is a coin to definitely invest in and to hold into. And I think there will be ways of making money from XRP just because you own it. Like, you'll be able to, and it's not, I don't think it's going to be called staking. There's going to be something else you can do with XRP, where you can safely store it in whatever device you're storing it into. but allow it to be used somehow, um, like businesses in a sense, like collateral of some kind, but you'll be paid almost like interest, right? Just because you're the holder of the asset, but you're utilizing it in collateral in a way that, and I don't know if this platform exists yet or if they've set up this mechanism yet, but I think it will be a thing in the future, that will create and make even more value, for the XRP coin. So, but I think it is likely this year we could see XRP hitting some remarkable highs of $5, $7. I personally saw it go from $10 to $15 and then back down in a dream the Lord gave me about the financial reset. So, I think it's very likely, if that dream is fulfilled this year, that means XRP could hit an all-time high of $15, before the financial reset. And I kind of feel like it makes sense that the financial reset that the Lord showed me in that dream would happen near the end of this year, as well as the valuation of the foreign currencies like the Vietnamese dong and things like that. Um, let's see. Thank you, Dave, for your note. He says, surprised you didn't buy back into XRP when it was less than $2. I know. And guys, if I hadn't been traveling as much as I have been, I may have taken advantage of that, but no, I haven't bought back in yet. I haven't been given instruction to buy back in. I just got back from traveling from Scotland on last Friday night, and with the time difference and everything from being in the UK to coming back to California, I was so physically exhausted. I barely got anything done on Saturday, and then I had a aunt's birthday to go to Saturday night, and quite literally slept all day Sunday. Like I literally slept all day until about 7 p.m. I was the time my body is still, I think, was on UK time. I was waking up at a very odd hours of the night, and it's like when I should have been tired and sleeping, I was like wide awake, and then I wasn't able to fall asleep until it's like daytime here in California. Is really hard. I think the constant traveling to different time zones just makes it, my sleep schedule is a little off. So I haven't honestly been actively watching the markets and like what's been going on a day-to-day basis. I thankfully have friends that'll text me and be like, have you seen the markets today? I was like, no, I haven't gotten on, but it was encouraging to see what the markets did with the big dip. It just gave me confirmation that, what the Lord told me was accurate, and that, when I exited, it was a good idea to exit. So now I'm going to be praying about when I should be buying back in. And if I do receive any words on that, I'll be sure to come back on here and update you guys. Not that you guys have to be doing the same trades that I'm doing, but maybe this will help some of you that are praying about the same things. So, yeah. And comment on here, I will not sell my XRP. I have other coins that I can sell. Amen to that. Good for you. I felt the same way that you did. I had no plans of selling my XRP. Honestly, that was one of the coins that I was planning to hold on to long term, but that was just what I felt the Lord told me I needed to do. Was I needed to exit, and I needed to sell my XRP and my Shiba. So, let's see. Oh, I have a comment on here. Mr. Hay Holmes, the dream you had in Mexico and a church was what came true. The rain is news making prices go down, being in a church was you exiting the market, but you got to buy back in on red days. Yes, true. I got to take advantage of some of these red dips. Sorry, excuse me. And you know what? That was interesting. I didn't think about the correlation between the Mexico dream with what just. But you're right, because there was a flood and washed things away. I think a lot of these different dreams the Lord has been giving me over the last year or so could possibly all be talking about very similar events, but just in different ways, which I think is why it's important to, if you are a dreamer, if you receive dreams, if that's how the Lord speaks to you, I would encourage you to get a journal and be writing these things down, because this has been how the Lord's been confirming things to me as of late, with a lot of the things he's shared. Could you share your thoughts on buy limit orders? So for me right now, I haven't received any specific numbers from the Lord as far as buy limit orders. So some of the orders that I have are very low, and I have them set that way just in case there is going to be a crash of some kind in the market coming up in the next couple of months, possibly April. So, and I have them kind of cascaded from the lowest I can go on some of these, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. And mind you, I'm only on 2 exchanges right now. It's Coinbase and Kraken. You can go in there and kind of play around and figure out what's the lowest you can set for some of those coins. And then I kind of cascade them up a little bit, and I'll tier in some different price points, and I just kind of spread it out a little bit, because I don't know exactly how low they're going to go. I think Heather, she had she had shared a price point that I kind of felt was a good range. And hers was, I think it was, for Shiba Inu, it was like point, and then like 5 zeros and an 8, or 6 zeros and an 8. I think that's a good price point for Shiba that we could see hit, because right now, I mean, it's sitting at 4 zeros and a 1.6. It wouldn't take much for it to drop down a 0. And if it had a really big dip, that would be 2 zeros, and you'd be there at that price point. So, but this is something that, to be honest, I am still praying on. But again, I need to do some more research, I would say, on graphing my investments a little bit and understanding that, because I think that's something that would help me be able to figure out what some of these day trading price points will be, to kind of buy in and buy back at it, buy in, sell, and then buy back in at. The only thing is, with some of this high volatility that we're going to be entering into, I think it's going to be hard to predict those numbers. And I think that's why it may be good just to have some really random low orders in for a few bucks, $10, $50, whatever you can manage. Because if those numbers do just happen to hit and you can pick those coins up, that's a great opportunity. Seed coins. Somebody's asking, what seed coins? So in my video, I kind of listed some of the seed coins that I think are going to be great multipliers. For me personally, the ones I've invested in are Shiba Inu. More recently, Pepe. The Lord, he's kind of been talking to me about Pepe, but I've been ignoring him for like probably over a year. But in the last month, I say, he kind of confirmed to me that I should get into Pepe, and then he showed me why. And if you look back over, I had this in a live that I did. I showed you guys the graphs of Pepe and Shiba Inu. They pretty much mirror each other in a lot of the activity that they do. It's like a mirror image, like brother and sister. They just kind of do the same things. They pump around the same times. It's really interesting. So those are certainly some seed coins that I've invested in. There's another number of other ones, might be a little more difficult to get and purchase into. I think XDC is another coin that is going to do well. I think the Lord is going to bless that coin for a number of reasons, but to help people that are more on the other side of the world, more specifically, more impoverished nations like Africa. So there's if you can buy into that coin and store it safely. I know the wallet for XDC, they have their own KYCs right now that have made it very difficult. I can't even get logged in to my wallet to access my XDC right now because they want me to do my identity verification. They're asking for my social security number and all this weird stuff. I just feel awkward about it because I don't know how much I trust these guys with my personal information. But if I want to access my coins, I've got to move forward and do it. I had somebody try to steal and hack that wallet a while back. I doubt they were able to get into it because if it's this hard for me to access my own coins, there's no way those guys actually got in and stole anything from me. What other coins? I'm trying to think. I did a whole video on this, you guys. So, I mean, I've literally listed out all the coins that I think are going to be moving this year that will provide some really big seed money to help you get into some of the coins that you're going to want to hold on to long term, which are all the ISO coins. These are coins that aren't going to be going away or disappearing when all the new regulations come into play. So I think BNB Tiger, Tiger Moon, WikiCat, these are some meme coins that you have to be a little bit more advanced in trading to be able to even buy them because they're really hard to get if you don't know how to go the roundabout way with swapping coins and using like MetaMask wallet and other tools to be able to buy these coins. So if you're a beginner in crypto, if you're new to this, I wouldn't suggest trying to go figure this out unless you have somebody that can help you and walk you through it, because you could lose your coins, you could lose some money in doing it if you do it wrong. I've personally lost like trying to figure it out on my own, and watching YouTube videos and teaching myself how to do it. In the beginning, yeah, I lost some money because I messed up and I did something wrong. So just forewarning you guys there. Plus, the gas fees on trading and swapping those cryptos are high. So if you have limited funds, if you have limited funds, meaning if you've only got like $50 to spend or invest, don't invest in meme coins. Those aren't the right, in my personal opinion. There are other assets that are cheaper to buy and to move and to get into, and it's easier to get into, that your funds would be better suited for. But if you've got a couple $100, I'd say more than $500, and you want to invest in some of those coins, they are much higher risk, because, unless the Lord is leading you to buy these coins, I would not invest in these coins. Some of them have, 9 zeros before they get to their digit. Some of them have like 18 zeros. I think that's where BNB Tire was a while back. So yeah, That's all I'll say about that. What other seed coins? Yeah, I'd encourage you to go look at some of my previous videos because I do kind of go into and list out um, what I feel some of those seed coins the Lord's led me to invest in are that may be helpful to you. Um, oh, Lauren Tiu, this is confirmation. She said she also had a dream. Says, I also had a dream when I prayed to the Lord to show me XRP price in the future. It went from $10 to 15 really fast and then crashed. That is exactly the dream that I had. So I find that very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. You said you felt remorse for not taking profit at 15. And I'm hoping this isn't a bot or anything, but yeah, this is like word for word what my XRP dream was. And yeah, I felt the exact thing. Like I felt really disappointed I couldn't get onto the exchange in time to transfer my coins so that I could sell it because I was trying to sell at 15. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. So if that is a real person that's chatting in here, that's confirmation to the dream that I had. So I encourage you to watch that. It's the one where I talk about the financial reset. No. That was a different XRP dream. I've had 2 XRP dreams. So this was the first XRP dream that I had about it hitting $15. Question, did you see a plague coming? The Lord hasn't given me any dreams about sickness. So no, for me personally, I have not had any dreams about a plague or a sickness or any mass death or anything like that. I have only watched videos from another prophet. His name is Brandon Briggs. He has a channel called Last Days, and I just refer to his dream that he was given by the Lord, where he was specifically given a dream, and I believe the Lord's shown him more in depth to that prophecy of what he's seen. But me personally, no, I have not seen anything about plague or death. And that's not to say that some of the dreams the Lord has already given me may not have something to do about that time period. I'm not too well versed in the interpretation of dreams. I feel like I'm trying to get better at that. But my friend Heather, me and her have very similar giftings in the way that we receive dreams and visions from the Lord, but also we receive words directly from Him. And a lot of times He'll use me to help decode her dreams, and then He'll use her to help decode my dreams. So we talk a lot and share a lot between the two of us on our what the Lord's speaking to us. But I need the Lord to help me in decoding stuff because I feel like dreams can be very personal, even in the interpretation of them. So I know there are a lot of books out there about how to interpret dreams or decode dreams, and then what the symbologies sometimes of things mean in dreams. But I kind of feel like that's subjective because what something may mean to one person in a dream could be totally different for someone else. So I think the Lord really has to be what's the word I'm looking for? The Lord has to be brought into the conversation in helping you to understand what He's trying to tell you. and in what some of these symbologies do actually mean. That's all. And that's just my personal opinion. Ingrid, thank you for your chat. She's sharing here, I had a dream and said, I need to buy more lunk. Today I got in the mail a notice. My Roth IRA is available. Well, congratulations to you. I think I've talked about this previously about you can actually set up a Roth IRA that is invested directly in crypto, and you can set buy and sell limit orders through, it's called I Trust Capital. That's where I have my Roth IRA, and I did a backdoor transfer because I make too much to actually open a direct Roth IRA, so I had to open up a traditional Roth IRA and then transfer it over to a Roth. But yeah, I actually have my Roth IRA that's invested in crypto, and I have sell limit orders for Shiba Inu at $1 in my Roth IRA, which is kind of cool. So good for you, Ingrid. And then Ingrid says here, do you use Uphold? Uphold doesn't let you set a high sell order. Personally, I do not use Uphold, only because Uphold really frustrates me. I think it is not user-friendly, and it's really confusing when you are trying to but when you are trying to send crypto from your Uphold exchange to another exchange, or even just to your personal wallet. It's not easy to do. It's really, really confusing, and I don't know why they set it up that way. And yes, for beginners, Uphold may seem like a really easy exchange to use to like buy and sell crypto and then just let it sit on the exchange. I know my dad uses it a lot. But sometimes there are certain cryptos on Uphold, specifically Lunk, that, yeah, you can buy it on Uphold, but you can't send it. You can't remove it from the exchange. So what's the point of buying crypto on this exchange if you can't move it off the exchange? You can't put it in a safe wallet or a safe storage device. It's stuck on there, and the only way that you can get it off is by selling it and putting it in another asset. So I'm not a big fan of Uphold. I've been pretty clear on that, I think, in my past discussions, but I would encourage you, if you want to be setting sell limit orders that are high, or even buy limit orders that are low, I would not do it on Uphold. I would do it on a more reputable exchange like Coinbase or Kraken. Those are the two that I use and I feel comfortable trading on. Let me see here. Oh, I think Ingrid had a Lunk dream. Lunk is also a coin I'm invested in. I think it is a seed coin. The Lord didn't give me a specific word about Lunk, but I feel strongly that he led me to invest in Lunk many years ago, and I've just been holding on to that coin. And I will say, this is a coin that I didn't sell. So when I sold and divested all my assets, I sold my Shiba, I sold my XRP, but I didn't sell Lunk because I didn't feel like the Lord told me to sell that one yet. So, but I think we are going to see Lunk. It's going to hit, some good numbers. When? I don't know. And I haven't necessarily been given specific price points around that, but I think it's safe to say that it could go over $1. Um, oh, Lambo, thank you. Uphold has historic or has history of locking people out of their accounts with no explanation. That's not good. Maybe that's why I don't feel good about Uphold. I didn't know about that. But maybe it was the Lord leading me not to be on Uphold. FYI, Kraken Pro to set your buy and sell limit orders. Kraken to buy and sell crypto. Correct. So with both Coinbase and Kraken, there is a pro version, and then there's just a regular version of those two exchanges. With Coinbase, there's like a little slider bar on the left side panel that you click on. It's for the advanced trading. That's where you will set any of your buy or sell limit orders. So it's the same for Kraken. So it's called Kraken Pro, which is their advanced trading platform. And you have to be in the pro in order to set your buy and sell limit orders. If you're just wanting to buy crypto or sell crypto, you can do it on the normal exchange. But if you're going to do the more advanced trading, you have to be on the pro or the advanced trading, like Coinbase Advanced, to do it. And it's just a setting within, like, once you log into the exchange, you just are able to click on it and it takes you over to the advanced trading site. So it's not too difficult. ETN Electronium. This is another coin which I think is going to do well. It's a prophetic coin, has been prophesied over. I haven't had any dreams or anything on Electronium, ETN, but this is one that you know what? Maybe I got this mixed up. It's not XTC that I got locked out of my account. It was Electronium. Because I hold both. I hold both XTC and I hold Electronium. But I think it was Electronium because they have their own wallet. And it's a hot wallet, like it's an online wallet. I have it stored into. And somebody tried to hack that account, but it got shut down. And then when I tried to get back in to see if they had taken my funds, I couldn't get back in because they tried to do the KYC with me. And they were asking all this information, like I had to upload my passport, I had to upload a recent billing statement, I had to prove my identity. Then they wanted my social security number, and it was like, am I being scammed out of my personal information? Like, I felt really awkward about it. And it got to a point where I just shut it down. I was like, I'm not giving you my social, I'm not giving you, you know what I mean? So it's not like I had a whole bunch of Electronium on there, but I mean, maybe if Electronium hits and it's worth several $1,000,000, like the amount that I had in there is worth several $1,000,000, okay, maybe I'll fork up some of my personal information to see if the hackers actually got in and got my stuff. But it was so hard for me to get access to my wallet. I really doubt these hackers were able to get on there and steal my crypto. So I'm thinking it's probably safe for now. And this is a warning to you guys to be vigilant. Honestly, be vigilant with everything. And I think I've mentioned to this in a previous live. Because I travel so much, my credit cards, my debit cards, more often than my credit cards, get stolen a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean, so I'm traveling at least once a month, probably every other month for my day job. I would say my debit cards, they get stolen. I mean, I'd say almost every time that I travel outside of the not outside the United States, but outside of my state, they get stolen. I've had to buy an RFID blocker wallet that I keep all of my cards in. Just because I think scammers, what they can do is they can scan your wallet just by standing next to you, and they can scan your cards. there's just so many things that they can do these days, technology-wise, to steal your credit cards and then charge a whole bunch of money on your checking account. I mean, really, that's what it comes from. So what had happened when I got hacked, I usually get fraud alerts from my bank whenever there's suspicious activity. One of the way that fraud alert comes to me is in the form of a text. And this is exactly what happened. I got a fraud alert, came from Chase Bank, and it was telling me the activity of my bank. So they knew the amount that they were charging. And it said, was this amount authorized by you? And then it was like, reply Y with yes or N with no. And what I did was I responded to that text. That was my mistake. The second that I did that, the hackers then had control of my phone. So they have now hacked into my phone. They went into my email and they started then going from there to resetting my password for my Electronium wallet. So this was the thing. If I had not already been sitting in front of my computer, literally in my email, I think I was drafting an email. I was working on my computer while all this was occurring. And then all of a sudden I start seeing emails come through stating, oh, resetting password. Oh, I'll confirm this. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is weird. Why am I getting all of these notifications asking me, to reset my password? And then just as quickly as these emails were coming in, the hacker was going in behind and deleting the emails. So if I had not been sitting in front of my computer in my email, seeing all this stuff going on, I would never have known that I had been compromised. So I had to reset my phone. I had to clear everything. And I had to do it really quick. It was very scary. And this happened probably a year and a half ago. So I would encourage all of you to just be super diligent about the things that you're doing, and the things that you're responding to, whether that be an email or a text on your phone or in your computer, because it is so easy these days to be compromised and to be hacked. And then this could cost you, certainly, with some of your investments that you have, like some of these wallets, because they're all linked for verifying your identity, changing passwords. They usually do it through, email verification and all that stuff. So just be super diligent, be careful, guys, and be smart, because these hackers are smart and they're savvy. So just be careful. Which lunk? And where do you purchase it at? So back in the day when I bought it through KuCoin. I have since not been able to use KuCoin, nor is anyone else that's based out of the United States able to use it due to KYC being implemented. But if you're on Kraken, you can now upload your Terra Luna Classic to Kraken and set buy and sell limit orders in Kraken for Terra Luna Classic. I think in there it's kind of called something a little bit different. There's Terra Luna 2.0, and then there's Lunk, which is now just called Luna. I believe that's what it's called in there. But yeah, you can go in there. You can buy it, and you can also set these orders for it to sell it at a price point that you want to sell it at. Oh, Ingrid, it says, unfortunately, Kraken is not allowed in Washington State or Oregon. I'm sorry, that's unfortunate. I didn't know that. She uses Coinbase. Yeah, and you can't buy XCN or Lunk on Coinbase. Yeah, I know. It is unfortunate. it is very tricky with some of these coins to be able to buy them and get a hold of them. I'd say if, you know, I don't know if you can invest in some type of VPN that maybe would allow you to log into Kraken from out of state of Washington, Oregon, or if you have a friend, someone that you trust that can purchase these coins on your behalf, and maybe help you out there. I don't know, it's something to pray on. Okay. Dave, he writes here, had a lunk dream all night long last December. Everyone in the dream was talking about lunk. In the dream, the price of lunk was 0.01. That would be amazing. Yeah, that would be amazing to see it go to that. Because right now, I think lunk is sitting at around similar price points as Shiba Inu, which is 4 zeros and a number. It could be 3 zeros and a number. I'm not quite sure. I haven't logged in a while to look at it. Mike also says here, I am also locked out of my ETN on their wallet. I know, right? The KYC sucks. I really hate the fact that they did that. But I do want to get back in there and get a hold of my ETN. The only problem with ETN is you don't have many alternatives besides an exchange of where to park your ETN. So it's either you can use their wallet or you can have it sitting on an exchange somewhere. So for now, I'm just letting it sit in their wallet. I mean, eventually I do want to get back in there and see, one, is it still there? And then two, figure out what I can do with it. Okay. All right. Well, I think I've answered everybody's comments that we had on here. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate all of you that have tuned in and that are listening. I wanted to keep this short and sweet, but I also wanted to kind of engage and answer some chats and questions that you guys may have had. So I just pray blessings over each and every one of you. Stay strong, guys. We're about to see some exciting stuff coming up here in the next couple of months. I hopefully will have some more words to be sharing with you guys soon. Hopefully in more specific price points and things like that. But if anything does change with me as far as trading and buying back in, things like that, I'll certainly hop on here and update you guys and let you know what's going on. So I guess that's it for now. God bless everybody. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye now.